Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bremster, and I'm logging on for what may be the final session of Alexplorer doing the classic zones of Azeroth. I've been trying to decide whether I want to do a dungeon run through every dungeon at the end of this. But I could potentially do that after, like, I could do that as a session, like as a session 42, even after I've started Burning Crusade. We'll see how that goes. But this will basically finish up Alexplorer's journey through all of the main zones. I don't even know what all of those are. So what I need to do is I need to get to Eastern Plaguelands, and I'm going to do that by flying to Western Plaguelands and traveling to the Mender's Stead, and then I'm going to ride along the road and do the quest to there. So fly to Mender's Stead in Western Plaguelands is the way to go. Now, there's almost certainly a bunch of small quests all over the place that I did not pick up. I'm doing okay, Keith. There's almost certainly a bunch of small little quests that I didn't do, which I missed or something like that. But yeah. So what I'm planning on doing for this session is hopefully we'll be able to get it all done, but I'm not going to rush through it. If I don't get it all done, that's fine. But there's two things that I haven't done in Alexplorer's journey. I have not done Eastern Plaguelands, so I haven't done this zone, and I haven't done the Stratholme dungeon. That's basically the areas I haven't done. There's a lot of zones like Gilneas that I haven't done, but they weren't added in those zones. So there's a bunch of stuff like that. But I started here in Elwyn Forest. I then went to Westfall. I then went to Red Ridge Mountains. I then went to Duskwood. I think I then went up to Dunmoreau. And then, no, I may have gone Teldrassil, but I did all of Lochmadan. I did all of the wetlands. I have not done Twilight Highlands because that's a Cataclysm zone. I've done Arathi Highlands. Hillspread Foothills isn't a questing zone anymore. I'm not sure what this Defeat God's Bane Fury is. I've been there and there's nothing there for me to do. I've done Hinterlands. I've done Red Ridge, I've done Swamp of Sorrows, I've done Blasted Lands, although this is the Warlords of Draenor quest to enter the Dark Portal. I've done Northern and Southern Stranglethorn. I've done a tour of Silver Pine. I've done a tour of Tirisful Glades, and I've done... I was going to do that when I did Western Plaguelands, so I should go and do that. Because I unlocked the original Scarlet Monastery. Because when I did Scarlet Monastery while I was doing a tour of Tirisful Glades, I didn't know that it was possible to unlock the original Scarlet Monastery. So I should go and do that. So I'm glad I did this. Over in Kalimdor, I did a tour of Ashara. I skipped Mount Hyjal because that's a Cataclysm zone. I did Winter Spring. I did a tour of Moonglade. I did Darkshore. I did Fellwood. I did Stonetalon Mountains. I actually spent quite a time in Stonetalon Mountains. I did Ashenvale. Again, that took quite a while. I did Northern Barrens, although this was a tour because it's a Horde zone. I did a tour of Durotar. I did Southern Barrens because there was quite a lot of questing there. I did Dustwallow Marsh. I did Desolus. I did, well, Mulgore was a tour. It says that there's a quest here, but how can I do that quest? That doesn't make sense. That's a horde starting zone. So I think that's a bug. That's got to be a bug. I did Feralis, including going out and doing a tour of the ruins of Feathermoon. I did Unguru. I did Tanaris. I have not been into Oldham because that's a cataclysm zone. I've done Uncourage. I've been to... This is the old version of Silithus, and I've definitely done everything I could find in there. I've done Tanaris. So I've done... I did Teldrassil. I went back and did the original Teldrassil. I have not done Blood Mist Isle or Azure Mist Isle because these were added in the Burning Crusade. So I'm not sure where you start. Probably out here or possibly down here. I think it's out here. I'm not sure where you start if you spawn a new Draenei character, because I don't think I've ever played one. I don't know that I've ever done these quests. This is the Draenei starting zone, so those would be these would be zones that I could do. I just don't know how to start them. So I might do these as part of my research, how to do those as part of my research how to do those as part of my playthrough of Burning Crusade. But there's a lot of places for me to investigate for Burning Crusade, such as the Isle of Quel'Danis will be another place that I need to figure out and everything. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to have to discover. But yeah, that's all that I've got left really is the original Scarlet Monastery. Man, after doing dragon flying and how fast it was to move, this, which used to be the fastest way of travel, feels so slow. But it's the way it goes. So there will be... Yeah, I'll go do original Scarlet Monastery, and then I'll head into Eastern Plagueland. So I may actually do another session. And what I may do further down the line is I may do a stream maybe in a couple of weekends where I turn around and say what dungeons that I've already done should I do, and let other people pick, to let the stream audience pick what dungeons I should do. Maybe I'll post a list and let people pick the dungeons or raids. I am going to fly under my own steam to Scarlet Monastery rather than try and ride through the Bulwark. And I'm not going to use dragon riding. As tempting as it is, because, oh my god, it's fast. Actually, I'll fly up to Hearthglen and go from there. No, I'll just fly under my own power. It'll be just as fast. So Scarlet Monastery, of course, was in northern Tirisfal, and the reason why it's hard to get to via road is I've got to ride... This is in a horde zone, So I'd have to ride through the defenses of Horde, and it's just not worth it. Everyone would fly now anyway, so that's just what I'm going to do. They increased the Horde defenses along the roads, basically figuring everyone would bypass them. So I've done the quest to unlock Scarlet Monastery, and the way I can unlock Scarlet Monastery now is if I click on this old keyring, I will get a buff saying retracing the steps of those who came before. So I'm now doing the old versions of Scarlet Monastery. So over here should be Scarlet Monastery. This should be Scarlet Monastery Library. And this is the original Scarlet Monastery Library. So I did do Scarlet Monastery earlier, but I was doing the revamped versions. This is not the revamped versions. So this is the versions you would have seen me do when I did the very quick Scarlet Monastery run I did on Harmonice on Turtle Wow.
I don't have a target.
So you may remember when I did this run in retail, this is an area where I think there were a whole bunch of shields and you had to pick up a shield and run through and everything. Nope, this is the original version. So the Houndmaster is in this room rather than at the end of a gauntlet. And this is set up as 4 different dungeons rather than one. The only difference is I don't need to have the Scarlet Key in order to unlock the doors.
It's locked.
The chest is locked, of course it is. Coming in and getting this book, might have been a different book, but there was a book in, I think it was in this room, that you had to collect for a quest from the Stormwind Library. Might be in the next room, actually. And it may not be here anymore. This chest isn't locked. It also had nothing nice in it. And there was another quest which was to come in and click on that book there, I think. It was one of these two. Wow, I'm getting a few new transmog pieces from this. Well, one that is guaranteed, one that was actually a new appearance, and a couple that are appearances that I've had from other items. I got a fire starter. Another fire starter.
You will not defile these mysteries.
And the Robe of Dawn has been added to my appearance collection. And in here, you can get the Scarlet Key, which is actually... So it was in Dragonflight that they added the new version of Scarlet Monastery. Because you can see that this key, I'm running an add-on that tells you when the item was added, and this particular item was added in Dragonflight. So they added the original Scarlet Monastery back into the game in Dragonflight, having removed it. I think it was in Cataclysm. And I very much approve. So the next one that people would run would be Graveyard. So but I'm just going to go around in order. So if you had the Scarlet Key, you could do the Armory. And this is Scarlet Monastery Armory. And this dungeon only has one boss in it, which is Herod. And actually, this may have been the room that had the... Yeah, as I said, they combined them, so they turned Scarlet Monastery into 2 dungeons. If you're playing the modern version, one has the Houndmaster and Herod and Doan, and the other one has the Graveyard boss and then leads into Cathedral. This one, you have Library, which has the Houndmaster and Doan. Then you have the Armory, which has Herod. Then you have the Graveyard, which has, I think, it actually had the Graveyard has a couple of sections which don't exist at all in the new version, and like. This, because Herod was added to... Huh. Okay, apparently they're not that expensive, but the Scarlet set is cool.
It's locked.
Locked. I'd forgotten that the Scarlet set was a thing. I've got multiple sets of Scarlet Wrist Guards? Okay, that's probably why they're not worth so much. So this area was a lot shorter because... Oh, Lord. When I unlocked Scarlet Monastery on my other character, I did a couple of runs. I don't remember getting any of these Scarlet items at all. That's a second scarlet belt. And here's Herod.
Ah, I've been waiting for a real challenge.
And there's the scarlet leggings. And those guys have a chance of dropping the Scarlet Tabard, which I did not get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag those into AH items, and I'm going to drag these into AH items. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to sell one set of them, but not the other, so I get the transmog. And I'm probably going to send the other set to Felinae, just in case she doesn't have them yet, because I don't think she's done too much running of old transmog stuff. But yeah, this entire section was severely reduced to just one small set of rooms. And then like this big section, I think, was just like one set of 3 rooms, and then you go into a corridor that had both Herod and then you'd go into the library off it. So what I've done now is basically one set of the dungeon. And then they combined Graveyard with Cathedral. And when I did Cathedral on... before, I was talking about how there was a hidden boss. I'll be able to show you the hidden boss on this run through. So I'm going to do Graveyard first, actually. So basically you would go into a corridor. You wouldn't go down these steps. You'd go into a corridor, and then you'd have just this tiny little short corridor like this. And when you went through this door, you would go straight into the graveyard. Now you notice I haven't gone straight into the graveyard. In here are Scarlet Torturers, including Interrogator Vishez, who is mean. Bloody brass knuckles. And this guy who's just picked on a lot, particularly by me, as you could just see. And there was sometimes... there it is. There's a chest, but it's locked.
It's locked.
And then coming into another corridor. So it's this little corridor here that I think took you into the graveyard. And it wasn't steps up to the graveyard. But yes, that boss with the bloody brass knuckles. And it was one of the few fist weapons in the game. And I think it didn't actually count as a fist weapon. Originally it counted as a dagger, because fist weapons were only added in, I think it might have been Wrath of the Lich King. The Life is Strange didn't seem ended. Are all the episodes not there? I'm pretty certain I've got all the Life is Strange episodes there. Can't check now. Oh, what you're saying is you missed the last episode, but it's all good there. Okay. Now, you may recall from watching me do Scarlet Monastery Graveyard on the new version. Okay, I'm glad you got to see it, because yeah, Life is Strange is such a good game. I still have a Life is Strange game that I haven't finished playing. Where was this grave moss? Oh, it's a King's Blood. Oh, it doesn't matter then. Not too worried. I'm not too worried about the herbs.
I need it.
I'm kind of moving on from the herbs. So, but I'll pick it up while I'm here. So there is an event that happens here every Halloween where you summon the Headless Horseman. But you may notice in the version that is the new version, what happens is there is a boss here and you can't go past him. And then over here is the entrance to Scarlet Monastery Cathedral. So basically right here where my mouse pointer is. But you'll notice there's no entrance to Scarlet Monastery Cathedral here. The Scarlet Monastery Cathedral is actually there. You can see it behind him here. There's the cathedral tower, whereas Scarlet Monastery Cathedral is here in the new version. In this version, the boss isn't here. You have to go down and clear your way down to the boss. So this used to be a dungeon with much longer trash and much trickier trash pulls. And here's the boss here. Who did not drop anything. And that is Scarlet Monastery Graveyard. So the dungeons are a bit smaller. But this is the way Scarlet Monastery used to work. But yeah, the torturer here, who's actually torturing a guy, is just ick. Now all that's left is the original Scarlet Monastery Cathedral. So you come into the cathedral courtyard. And there's not much in the way of bosses in this one. I mean, this was the thing. Scarlet Monastery was very much a case of, they were mostly one boss with one mini-boss. Cool location, this one. There's nothing else quite like it in the game.
It's too far away. I'm out of
But defenders, they're not paying a lot of attention, are they?
I need to get closer. I'll need a target.
Doing well again on the transmog. A lot of these are just items that I have seen before, but like the yellow ticks with the circles are items where I haven't seen this particular item, but I have the appearance, but the X's haven't seen before. So that's good. How is it raining inside here? There's a hole in the roof. And the boss fight where you can't skip all the mechanics. I can drop him down. He's dead.
Purified.
She comes out going, "My champion!" Oops, I forgot. She puts me to sleep. She resurrects him,
My champion.
heals them both to full, and then I get stunned, and then I just drop them both down. And I get the Scarlet Leggings and White Mane Chapeau, which is a new appearance. I really like the look of this hat. If I can, yeah, it's a really cool looking hat. Yeah, they could have a broken air conditioning system. This is a cool looking room. And it's in here for no purpose. But there is a hidden boss in here. So I did open this when I did the tour before, but there was nothing in here. Well, there was this guy's corpse. He was just lying on the ground like that, already dead. I'm really glad they added the ability to unlock the original Scarlet Monastery, and I hope they add the ability to unlock... The two I really want are Upper Blackrock Spire and the Temple of Atal Hakar. Because they're the ones that have been either removed or significantly changed. I mean, the original Zul'Gurub would be great. They've added the ability to get some of the original Zul'Gurub items, but they haven't added the original bosses back in. Getting the original Zul'Gurub back would be good too. Although if they did that, I would expect they would turn around and say, but you can't get the mounts. And that's fine. And that is Scarlet Monastery, the original versions. So I'm glad I did that Miner's Zone tour where I said, and here are the zones that I've been through, because otherwise I would have forgotten that I was going to do Scarlet Monastery when I did Western Plaguelands. So that's really cool. So now I'm going to fly back to... I'm heading for that spot. Griffin Master is here.
Strength and honor. May your blades never dull. Look top. Go with honor.
Is there a mailbox here? It does not seem to be. So I'll send them on to Fel when I get to a mailbox. But for now, I'm wanting to head to that quest. Ah, the empty ooze containers quest. Where was that for? That was for... There's someone doing dragon riding to give you an idea of speed. Fellwood. Well, there's the Scarlet Judge, so I'll hit him with a judgment. I literally hit him with a judgment. And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eastern Plaguelands.
How may I help you? Cheers, mate.
Yes?
What, no tip? I run a stand-up business here.
I love my boys, don't get me wrong, but I told them that I needed 5 minutes to water and brush the horses, and what did they do? They made a stupid bet with each other and ran off. I should have known better. This always happens. Gidwin's the short one. He headed north along the river. If you're headed in that direction, would you tell him to come back? We've got to get to Light's Hope Chapel, and I'm not against leaving without him.
Buying and selling is in the blood.
As soon as we stopped, they made a bet about who could kill the most undead in 5 minutes. It's been an hour, and I'm still waiting for them to come back. I saw Terranar run off to the southeast. Unfortunately, I can't leave the caravan here by itself. If you end up travelling in that direction, could you find him and send him back to me?
Cheerio.
Congratulations.
Okay, let's do the dwarf first. Ooh, there's a flight master here? That's kind of dodgy as hell. Used to farm carrion grub for oh, they used to drop an item. I can't remember what it was. Carrion grub. They're all over the zone, and they used to drop a vial of something, which was used in crafting, and used to sell for a couple of gold each, which used to be a lot of money. Let me guess, he's holed up in the house and he's too scared to come out. At least that there used to be someone holed up in this house and too scared to come out. But there's not now. He's actually webbed.
How are ya?
Lionel, is that you? Whoever you are, would you mind helping me out of this thing?
Watch your back.
You should have seen me fight. I must have killed 6 of those beasts when... Oh wait, can you count the bodies? Can't you? Okay, fine. I killed 4 of them when the 5th one shot me with this web. To make things even worse, when he blasted me with web juice, my mouth was open. I can't seem to break these webs, and I doubt you'll be able to either. Now you have to get some of the stomach juice from those undead spider things. That'll do the trick.
Safe travels.
Hopefully you could actually hear what I was saying. Welcome to the Terraweb Tunnel. Again, this was a thing that didn't used to have a quest in it. It was just a shortcut through from southern Eastern Plaguelands to up to near Stratholme. It used to be a way to get to Stratholme without going from Light's Hope Chapel. Oh, hey, Rockrat. I hope things are going well with your project.
Congratulations.
And they've, because they're a quest mob, they've respawned behind me. So I could have turned around at like 5 and I would have been fine. Yeah, maybe not. I'm not very good at it, but I'm having fun and I think I'm getting a little better. You know, practice makes whatever it is that I'm doing.
Great to meet you.
Oh boy, Fiona is going to be madder than a wet happy. You better hurry.
Off with you.
You're back? Thank the light. Before you throw that acid on me, I need to ask, are you the girl who was here before, or you were one of those 8-legged cowards? I need to know whether or not I should smack you on my way out.
See you soon. Hi.
Sorry about that. I was pretty sure you were one of those spider beasts doing a bad human impression. How do you do? Gidwin Goldbraids at your service. I'm in a bit of a hurry back to my caravan, but I was wondering if you might do me one last favour. My pal Fiona runs a small shop, and she could probably use some of these herbs that grow along the river shore. I'm thinking if we give her some nice herbs, she'll be much less likely to murder me. That's the plan, anyway.
Watch your back.
A grease up a dwarf. What could possibly go wrong?
Congratulations.
Actually, I'm in Eastern Plaguelands. I really should change. My mount to Rivendare's Death Charger. You get a much better idea of the zones with me doing this on ground. And I get a much better idea of the zones with me doing this on the ground than if I was flying over them at supersonic speeds.
What do you offer? Pop in any time.
Giddy's got you mixed up in all this now.
The only honest
I'll tear that pint-sized paladin to shreds before he... Wait a minute. Are those Banshee's bells? You bought these for me? Oh, Gidwin asked you to get them for me. That sweet little guy. All right, he's off the hook for now.
Always a pleasure. Open for business. Spread the good word, eh?
Eh?
It is much harder to do this farming when I'm not playing. Ooh, lick the hunter. No, you lick the streamer. Sorry, that's like the stream.
Victory lies
I
ahead.
found them! The Scourge! How I've longed for this day!
Remember the
I remember when I was young, I would sneak off into the Ghostlands and just beat up zombies for hours on end. Nobody even paid me. I just did it. Now look in front of you. Those are some serious zombies. I was just about to start beating them up too. Care to join me?
Farewell.
Congratulations.
5 should be good enough. Yikes, look at the time. I need to head back to camp. My travelling companion, Fiona, runs a small vendor shop out of her caravan. She and I, along with our friend Gidwin, are all on our way to Light's Hope Chapel. I'm sure you can join us, if you like, though Fiona might be a little mad at me. Fiona always forgets why she's mad if you give her a gift. Kill some of the plague hounds north of here, then bring their blood to Fiona at the caravan down by the river. She'll love it. We'll talk again there.
Why am I gift farming? Oh, that's right. Gold exclamation point over the head. Oh, in Classic, there used to be a really horrible elite quest at a farm, which was just in here, but I think it's been replaced. Yeah, the Maristead used to have a really, really horrible elite quest in it that used to wipe out entire raid groups. It was one of the only raid quests out in the world. I'm assuming the item I used to farm off the carrion grubs has been completely removed. Although it was a trade good item, so if they did remove it, they would have needed to have changed the items that could have been made with that to be made with something else.
Congratulations.
Let's go give this woman the wonderful plague blood. Maybe that's why Fel doesn't like me very much anymore, because it's like, honey, I brought you some wonderful plagued blood.
I have what you seek.
Looks like they found their way back home. I am relieved. You came back too. Are you interested in joining us?
A coin spent here.
I should
is a
have
coin
guessed
to
it.
Gilneas.
Terranar made you get me a gift, that thoughtless idiot. What was the gift, anyhow?
I run a stand-up
Why,
business.
this is exactly what I needed. Fine, I'll forgive Terranar for running off. Alexplorer, you're welcome to join us anytime.
Pop in anytime.
Now that the boys are back, we can head out. You headed east? Please join us, I insist. Yesterday we were in the Mender's Stead, and I was telling Terranar we have 2 paladins and a shopkeeper. But you know what we really need? A paladin. Don't look at me that way, I'm serious. Come on, hop in the cart.
Always a pleasure.
We have 2 paladins and a shopkeeper, and now we need a paladin.
Fiona has left some of her charms inside the caravan. As a trader, she seems pretty good with money. Maybe carrying one of her charms will help out with your finances. Look at me, I'm on a mother-loving cart. I'm being dragged by Preston and Argyle. Shotgun, hey now, why do you get to sit in front? Because I won our bet and because I called shotgun. Who won the bet? We haven't compared tallies yet. Fine, I killed 5 zombies and they were huge. How many undead did you kill? Pretty sure I killed 6. I'm going to bet you only killed 4. How did you do that? I didn't. You just told me. So seriously, how did the undead hunting go? I want to hear stories. Gidwin, are you ignoring me? Giddy, are you mad at me, aren't you? Remember when we were kids, Gidwin? We'd spend all day pretending to fight the trolls or the murlocs or the girls.
Don't do this, Radar.
We had a name we called ourselves. What was it?
You remember damn well enough what it was.
I'm dead serious. I've completely forgotten.
Say, the Paladin Pals.
Gidwin, you can sit in front with me next time. Maybe now I don't want to.
Maybe I like it better sitting back here with my new friend. It smells like horses up there.
There's a tower coming up on our left. What do you say we stop and rest a bit?
We just rested a few minutes ago. Let's just go to Light's Hope Chapel. The roads here are rough, Kidwin. I don't want to risk losing a horse.
We won't lose a horse. We won't lose a horse. Look at them. They look exactly like they did when we started. Actually, I agree with Fiona. The Argent Crusade can wait for us a little while longer. Besides, our guest may want to get off the caravan soon. Basically, they've delivered us to the next quest hub.
Thrall Hall.
strength.
Can I help you?
Loktar. May your blades never dull.
Can you believe that? After all the trouble we have in the Plaguelands, we have to worry about thieves too. And not just normal thieves, troll thieves. And not just normal troll thieves, dead troll thieves. They're led by this big dead troll named Zeladar the Outcast, and they come here at night and steal the bodies from our graveyards. Then they take them back to their evil dead troll hideout. Why am I speaking troll now? The Undercroft to the southwest. Go there and take out Zeladar, Alexplorer. I'm sick to death of his mischief.
Go forth to victory.
I'm terrible at Orc. Carlin Redpath is here.
Hey there.
The battle for Darrowshire still haunts me, human. You're human. I wake up in cold sweats, convinced that I'm still there, that it's happening all over again. I've coped with the loss of my comrades, but the loss of my family members is still cripplingly painful. One of my kin lost during the attack was my young niece, Pamela. If you're brave enough to enter Darrowshire, will you search for any sign of Pammy? Darrowshire's ruins are due south of here.
See you later.
Congratulations.
Pamela Redpath and the story of Pamela Redpath. I don't know how much it's changed, but oh my lord, that thing is
I offer
horrible.
service with a smile.
I'd like to set up shop in Lights Hope Chapel someday. I'm not much of a fighter, but that doesn't mean I can't help the
A
cause.
coin spent here is a coin for Gilneas. Cheers,
I
mate.
will do that later. So we need to go get Zedalar's head and then do Darrowshire. A din of pals. That's not a bad way of putting it. This is a rare bug that dropped a plate girdle I've already had. And there is the dead troll. I have Zedalar's head in my bag. In my very, very, very big bag. So I think it was the battle for Darrowshire that was part of the raid quest that was just insane. But you used to have to come down here and find parts of Pamela's doll. The story of Darrowshire was just insane. I'm not sure how much of it is still available. I'm not seeing any parts of... Oh no. Pamela's doll's left side. There is no loot. Oh, so it's not lootable. Maybe because I'm not on the quest yet. Oh, that's right. She's staying in her old burned up house. Oh, crikey, Pamela's still here. There's the ghost of Pamela Redpath. Hello. I'm Pamela. What's your name? My Auntie Marlene told me to stay here in our house because my father had to go and fight. My father's the bravest man in the whole world. But I've been here for a long time. He hasn't come for me. Sometimes bad people come and whisper to me and want my dad to make them go away, but he's not here. And sometimes when it gets dark, I want to play with my doll, but I can't because I left it in town. Will you find my doll for me? My daddy always kept 2 swords, one for fighting with men and one for hunting the animals. I wasn't supposed to touch his swords, but I knew where he hid them. One day he told Mummy that he was going to fight a lone hunter in the hills to the east, but he brought his animal sword with him. When he came back, he didn't have his sword with him. When Daddy comes back, he'll be so happy when I give him his animal sword. You go find it. Pamela's doll's head. Pamela's doll's left side. Pamela's doll's right side. And now I have Pamela's doll. But I also need to go and get Daddy's sword. From the Lone Hunter.
Congratulations.
The Lone Hunter is hunting the Snark. Friends, Romans and countrymen, please lend me your ears, and I will carefully impart what you may have heard for years, but were too scared to... I've completely forgotten the lyrics. It's been too long. By day or after dark, in the hunting of the Snark. Did you find my doll? You found it! You found my doll! Oh, thank you! Daddy loved his animal sword. He didn't seem sad when he didn't have it anymore. He seemed sad when he didn't have it anymore. That's my daddy's sword! How did you find it? How did you find the bad hunter? I'm going to play with Dolly, but I don't want to play with Daddy's sword after all. You better keep it. Even better, you can give it to, can you give it to my Uncle Carlin? Not sure where he is, but sometimes I hear him crying. Sounds like he's nearby, to the north. I hope he's not crying for me. Alexplorer, will you find my uncle and tell him I'm all right? If you find him, say I'm waiting for him, and I want to hear the story he used to tell. The one about the rabbits and the berry jam. That story's so funny.
Congratulations.
Oof.
What are you looking for? Be safe.
Did you find the hideout, Alexplorer? Take care of Zadla?
For the
Great,
Lord.
you got him, and I hope you taught his gang a lesson too.
Be safe.
You need something?
Any news of my Pammy?
See you around.
You've seen Pamela? She's alive? She's dead? Oh, Pamela, why does your spirit still suffer in this world? Why are you perished while fortune keeps me alive? In an instant I would switch places with you and want a dead Darrowshire, a ghost and alone. But this news cannot change fate. Thank you, Alexplorer. Now my duty to revenge burns hot as ever. Say, what is that sword you have there?
Have a good one.
That sword belonged to Joseph Redpath, Pamela's father, though you probably already knew that. I wish that Joseph could again be with his daughter, but it cannot be so. His soul was twisted by the scourge, and he became a monster. Pamela's fate is sealed, but perhaps we can change Joseph's fate. A strange gnome arrived here at this tower not long ago. Her name is Crommy. Take that sword to her. I have a feeling she will be able to help us.
For the Alliance.
Congratulations.
Crommy is here. Crommy is up the top. I think this is my first story-based encounter with Crommy. Crummy's over there.
It's so nice to see you.
There is something timely about your visit. You're not from the future, are you? Actually, yes. Yes, I am. Because these stories are way old.
Take care of yourself.
What is this? A war sword, a butter knife. I'm useless when it comes to blades. Let me see. This sword was once in the hand of a great man, but there is much tragedy in that man's past. Are you here to help him? It's far too late for him now, but perhaps we can help him in the past.
Is this goodbye or...
Hello there, Alexplorer. I am known as Chronormu, but you may call me Crommy. I'm comfortable with such familiarity. Now, how did I know your name, you ask? I'm one of the Bronze Dragonflight, forever attuned with the ebb and flow of time. You could say that we have met before. To that end, we shall also meet again.
Good luck on your next
The
adventure.
Annals of Darrowshire tells the villains of that battle. It tells how the ghoul lord Horgus the Ravager was destroyed by Alliance forces during the battle. He was slain among the foothills north of here, and his skull remains there. Marduk the Black was never defeated, but his fabled sword now rusts, ownerless. It can be found near the road to our southeast. Retrieve these items, Alexplorer. I know not why, but I'm certain their fate lies with you.
The time ways must be preserved.
The heroes of Darrowshire held relics of their own, and inside those relics lie more precious memories. First, speak with Carlin and obtain the extended Annals of Darrowshire, wherein the tome lies the narrative that will drive our excursion through time. Then you will need to head west to the Maris Stead. The former owner of the Maris farmhouse collected relics from the Battle of Darrowshire. For what reason, I am not certain. Gather these relics and return to me.
We'll meet again.
I require a rare reagent for the powerful spell I intend to cast. Skulls from the Scourge who took part in the Battle of Darrowshire. Take this crystal and hunt Scourge champions for their skulls. The crystal is enchanted. If a champion took part in the battle, then when you pass the crystal over its skull, it will resonate. Bring me those resonating skulls. Go, Alexplorer. You'll find Scourge champions in the Fungal Vale to the north. Go!
Until next time.
What can I help you with? May your blades never dull.
Those druids never give up. I swear. I've given up on the Plaguelands years ago, but the Cenarian Circle folks keep telling me that the land is not beyond hope. The most recent visitor was a night elf. on her way to the Fungal Vale to the north. She told me that these lands will make a full recovery, if we try hard enough. I'm not sure I believe her. Do you buy this, Drivel? Maybe you and her should talk. She should still be up there.
Speak with Rain near the entrance to the Fungal Vale.
Congratulations.
Greetings.
What? Yes, does Crummy need this? I suppose she would. Yes, you may have it. Feel free to leaf through the pages. Inside you will find a history of Darrowshire and the details of the events that led to the deaths of so very many men. The Annals of Darrowshire. Darrowshire, named for Daramere Lake to its west, is a village tucked in the southern foothills of Lordaeron. Known for humble yet hard-working residents, Darrowshire had stayed in the background of Lordaeron history until the Second War. The heroes were made during that war, and heroes were lost. The Battle of Darrowshire took place in the middle of the Second War when the Scourge forces rampaged across Lordaeron. Darrowshire was cut off from the bulk of Alliance forces, but the town was bolstered by a company of troops, a contingent of Paladins of the Silver Hand, and a staunch group of local militia led by Captain Joseph Redpath. The Scourge's first assaults on Darrowshire were sparse. Small groups of marauding skeletons and corpses wandered the outskirts of the village and were easily defeated, but the Scourge sensed the defenders' tenacity and responded in kind. Soon after the first wave of attacks, a second wave emerged. Champion ghouls, servants of the Ghoul Lord Horgus, screamed down from the hills and clashed with beleaguered Darrowshire defenders. The defenders weakened, but were relieved by Paladins, disciples of the Silver Hand. Their leader, Davil Crockford, was native of Darrowshire. He brought his followers to the village when he heard of the impending attack, and together with the defenders they held back the servants of Horgus. When Horgus himself entered the battle, he met with Davil. For many minutes they fought, and Davil eventually prevailed. But he suffered a mortal wound and died soon after defeating the Ghoul Lord. The battle continued, and Captain Redpath led his militia bravely, and it might have been won had the captain not been corrupted by the Death Knight Marduk the Black. In the middle of the fray, Marduk rode up to Redpath, and with black magic he tore loose his Redpath's spirit, twisting it into an evil shadow of the brave captain. The corrupted Captain Redpath then spread his evil taint among the defenders of Darrowshire, who betrayed their allies and slaughtered them. They then turned on the towns of Darrowshire and killed all who hid in their homes. The remaining Scourge army, along with the corrupted spirit of Captain Redpath, then left the ravaged village of Darrowshire and tore into Lordaeron, adding to the pain and death of the Second War. The fate of Horgus the Ravager. Horgus the Ravager fell at the Battle of Darrowshire, but the evil within him was not fully spent. The victorious Scourge forces removed the skull from the battlefield of Darrowshire, carrying it with them to sow dread among the living they faced. Days later, the company of Scourge who possessed the head were defeated by Silverhand Paladins. Horgus's head was cast into Blackwood Lake. Fate of Marduk